Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So yesterday I have shared the truth of Wing Chun in the history of the Chinese martial arts. And after I shared this video, I already got many messages from our Wing Chun friends, our martial art friends asked me to show example exactly what it is. So our friends don't have to guess and they can see what exactly it is once for all. So today I'd like to share with you what is the Wing Chun in the Red Boat at the anti-Qing period of time or the late Qing dynasty period of time, which is prior to the 1875 period of the Qing dynasty, where they no longer anti-Qing, but they are supporting the Qing government, as what I have shared yesterday in my video. So I like to share with you in a really simple and clear way. What is Wing Chun? So Wing Chun's name is sticking body short strike. Sticking meaning like you stick at your opponent's body. Short strike meaning close range fighting. So analogy with BJJ like yesterday I used. BJJ is to take the opponent down to the ground. Wing Chun, sticking body Wing Chun 1850, the anti-Qing Wing Chun is you dominate your opponent at this close range. You dominate your opponent at this close range. So again, analogy with the BJJ is taking your opponent to the ground. Wing Chun 1850 or the sticking body short strike Wing Chun is you dominate your opponent at this range, at this close as this sticking body range. Okay? So this is your territory. This is your team. This is your expertise. It is just like BJJ, take it down to the ground. Okay? Now, in this range, the sticking body short strike range, the means of dominate your opponent, there are four types. The first type is sweep or trip to fall him. Sweep or trip to fall him. The second means is you strike him or you kick him. That is the second mean. The third mean is to throw or to take down. That is the third mean. The fourth mean is to do joint damaging or joint locking. So there are four means in this range. So again, analogy with BJJ, you take it to the ground and you have so many means to handle your opponent. Sticking body short strike is you get into this range to dominate your opponent, and you have four basic means, which I just shared with you. to handle, to dominate your opponent. Okay? Now, to execute, to realize the sticking body short strike where you dominate your opponent here, you need two types of power or strength. The first type is your momentum, your highly accelerate momentum, which is you can crush in, which is your body weight multiplied by your velocity. That is the first. The second type is you play with your strength here or with the action and reaction force, which is called force flow. So you have two types of strength or power. One is the momentum for very fast, high speed, high power, shoot in or cross in or striking. And also we're playing with the strength over here, playing with the action and reaction force. That's called the force flow. And when you stick together, when you tangle together, which is having the multiple directional force, which is the force flow. Okay? So that is the strength. Now, the idea of dominate the opponent, how to do it, the idea of it, the principle of it is called concess without concession. Concess without concession. Meaning, whatever the attacking you, you never block it, you never resist it. You slip into his opening to dominate him. Okay? So the idea is concess without concession. He won this thing, he struck at you this way, you let him have what he wants, while you slip into his opening and you dominate it this close. That's called concess without concession. It is also have another term called capturing the center line. Okay? So capturing the center line is not that I stand in front of him and I want to capture this center line or struggle in this center line. It is not that. It is concess without concession. You let him have what he wants, you slip in to his opening this close and you dominate him. Okay? So that is what it means by you capture his center line. So this is how to do it. Now, from the range of fighting to get into this close and dominate him, the way how you move your body, and also once you are here in this range, how you dominate your opponent moving around continuously. Like you can see the BJJ once it's on ground, they move dynamically as an analogy for comparisons. Thus moving in and continuous attack of moving your body all around is called the plum flower footwork. Okay? Why it is called plum flower? Because if you look at this, like your opponent or this dummy, in the middle you have one spot. You have four spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. With 90-degree uh, separation each. So you have one, if you look at it from a top view, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's called 5-petal plum flower. So the plum flower footwork is actually means moving into this close range to dominate him with the different way of moving. So that different way of moving while you're moving in or when you are continuous dynamically fighting to dominate him, that is named as plum flower footwork. Okay? Now, as for hand techniques, leg techniques, whatever that is the last details. Techniques comes, be it hand or leg technique or your so-called 摊手, 復手, whatever, it surface only when you are in this area of dominate your opponent. What type of techniques come? It surface by itself. You do not predetermine like I'm going to do a 摊手, I'm going to block or parry or divert his hand this way or that hand. You don't. You don't care what he is doing with your hands and everything. Your job is concess without concessions. I want to get there and dominate him. It is just like a BJJ guy will not going to box with you, but the goal is taking to the ground. And then when it is on the ground, depend on the situations and condition, they have their move and they have their techniques. That's how it is. So this is what Wing Chun 1850, the anti-Qing Wing Chun, the sticking body short strike Wing Chun is in a nutshell. If you practice Wing Chun, you need to be proficient with this. Okay? Now, this is the fighting part. So it is like, as what I make an analogy with the BJJ. Now you see clearly what it is, what exactly it is. The fighting part has to support by the body conditioning part. Namely, your body. You need to have a healthy body where you can handle every joint of your body, the muscle, the sinews of your body, and you'll be able to handle your breathing. So in today's words, it is you need to be able to do plyometrics type of intensity, and you need to have high VO2 max. You need to be able to operate under aerobic, both aerobic and anaerobic. That is the body conditioning. And there is always a sequence that one need to make the body healthy, strengthen the body, and only after that go to the training of explosive, like the plyometrics, so that you can zap in, you can crush in, you can KO, you can play with the strength here, and you can keeping moving. So this is what it is, the full picture with the body conditioning and the theme of what is a short strike close body short strike Wing Chun is. Okay? Now, in proper situations, one will have to learn whatever I just shared with you on this what Wing Chun is, in terms of the body conditioning and in terms of the uniqueness of dominating the opponent in this range with your means, with your momentum, with your strength, with your plum flower footwork, or how you move your body. That is how it is. And if this is done, meaning after years and decades and hundreds of thousands of the students keeping doing this, you know the way how to deal with your opponent in different scenario, different example will continue to grow, and you will get many good people come, because the more they train, you can find more talented people have their way and have the new way, new techniques come. It's like you look at BJJ for 50 years, how it generates a lot of good fighter and new techniques. And the system get more and more better in terms of it is more comprehensive, and it cover more and more scenario, and it get more and more details, and it get more and more proficiency. That is how it has to be for Wing Chun to continue on. However, that is not the case since 1875. Whatever I share with you has already lost in the history. What you got today's Wing Chun with philosophy, with concept, with many grandmaster, many stories, many ideas, many philosophy or mysticism of internal power, mind power, whatever. That is not what I share with you. So today's Wing Chun is you have a list or a collection of many things, many philosophy, many concept, many grandmaster, but it doesn't tell you what I just tell you. And in fact, since 1875, they are not anti-Qing, even though they have the story of a burning of Shaolin and the Jisim, this go to Red Boat and teach. Today, we do not have any evidence on Wang Wapo, Liang Yitai, Tai Fa Mingam, Liang Zhan. All those have anything to do with anti-Qing. Not to mention, as what I just shared with you, all this technical thing of 1850 is no longer exists today. The three sets is from 1875. It has nothing to do with what I just shared you on the body conditioning and the means of fighting. Okay? For history evidence, we don't talk about who is a grandmaster today or who is the whatever. We look into history and science, and this is what we found. This is what is the reality, the truth. So today I make this video to brought what is happening in 1850s to the United States of America. So here on it is clear. Whoever want to do whatever, there's their freedom. However, you know, For Wing Chun to stay, it has to be like BJJ, it has to be like Western boxing, it has to be like Thai boxing, it has to be like karate. The means of fighting, the the theme of fighting, and the body conditioning I have just told you has to be practiced by more and more and more people and keeping growing, which is completely different than the Wing Chun today. So this is what I like to share with you. Wing Chun 1850 will only stay in this world if one be able to practice what I share with you on the theme, on the uniqueness, on the body conditioning, and get more and more people to practice and evolve, evolve into a world standard. Like BJJ is good at the ground, Wing Chun is good at dominating the opponent here. Western boxing is good in the long range, very mobile. Everybody have a theme. And because you go through decades of practice and a lot of practitioners, the system grow, expand, become even more sophisticated. That's how a martial art stay. Or else, like today's Wing Chun, it is not into as what I just shared with you in the world martial art. It has its own world, it has its own way of running, which is a complete different stuff. And as what I say again, there is no evidence to show from Wang Wapo, Liang Yitai, Tai Fa Mingam, or Liang Zhan, and everybody have anything to do with anti-Qing, and there are no signs of what they are doing since 1875 using the three sets like 小念頭尋橋標誌 have what I am sharing with you just now. This clear, this precise what it is going on. And what I share with you actually is based on Shaolin Short Strike, General Qi Ji Guang's military martial art training, and Mei Zhuang's body conditioning. So hope that this stay in America, stay in the entire world. So today, Wing Chun, we like it or not, have already split into two since 1875. Everybody is free to do what they do. I just here report to you in the Silicon Valley what exactly is going on. The rest, it is not my issue. And as for this range of dominations, the footwork and everything, the plum flower, the momentum, the force flow, and so forth, and with the body conditioning, it is in my book in Amazon, Restricting Wing Chun and Wing Chun Inceptions. It's been mapped into today's sport science. My mission is just to do that. As what I often say, I am writing an epitaph for those in 1850s so that they can be heard, they can be understood. So that also the Xi Xiaodong in China, when he talked about Wing Chun, he need to know which one he's talking about. What he's talking about is not applicable to this 1850s Wing Chun with this theme, which is equivalent with other martial in the world, like BJJ, like Western boxing, karate, Thai boxing.